Recording in progress.
Hey guys, welcome back to Chaney's TCG Store. I'm joined today with the White Mexican. We're going to do a short market watch for you guys. I'm going to go over 3 cards and then he's going to go over 3 cards, but thanks for joining. The first card I have for you today is Magician Souls, the original ultra rare print from Legendary Duelist Magical Hero. This card has traditionally been above the $85 to $100 mark, but we are getting a reprint in about a month from now. And right now the first edition is around 45 to 47 here for near mint. I think this is a great card to have long term, but I do think if you were wanting to pick this card up, I would probably wait until we get the reprint and like maybe a week after the reprint drops, then go ahead and come get this card because it should be a good bit cheaper than it is now. I don't think it's going to be like under 20 bucks or anything crazy like that. But you should be able to get a nice, 20% discount. So I would keep that in mind if you're looking to get this card. It's a great Dark Magician card, and it's also played in a lot of engines still currently in, pile decks and various other decks. Next, I wanted to cover Gamma Seal, the Sea Turtle Kaiju. I want to look at the Secret Rare and the Super Rare. So the Secret Rare is around $7 for Light Play First Edition. And then the near mint is around $11. If this card's one of the best kaijus in my opinion, if you're familiar with the kaijus, and it is traditionally around the $12 to $15 range, but I think this card has a lot of long-term potential to go up, specifically because it only has actually has 3 holo prints, but one of them is from Dual Devastator, which is not really high quality. And it's really cheap as well, but at least there is a holo option out there for people that are budget players. But you can get some cheap copies here before it goes up to 11 for the near mint. And there's really not a lot of these on the market. There's only 43 listings, so just something to keep your eye on long term. And then another great version I think is the Super Rare from OTS Pack 2, and these are going for around $3.40. And I think this is the White Mexican's favorite version, right?
Yes, I love the Super Rare variants. They look fantastic.
What would you rather pick up, the Super or the Secret?
I personally would I would personally pick up the OTS Super just for the price differentiation. Even though the Secrets aren't too incredibly expensive, they are aesthetically pleasing. As far as appearance wise, I do appreciate the Secret Rares more, but the price differentiation is a little bit too wide for me. Mm-hmm. I would much rather I would enjoy the Super Rare and at a more affordable price point.
I definitely get that for sure. I do think that those light played versions are probably the best play if you're going to get one of the Secret Rares, just because it is like around $4 discount from the near mint, and sometimes the light plays come almost near mint, so it's fun sometimes to roll the dice on that. I have gotten some pretty bad light plays though, so it just depends, but I've had good luck with Yada's Crypt in the past.
Yeah, you definitely have to be careful on this platform. Sellers either aren't fully maybe educated on how conditioning works, or maybe they kind of try to pull a fast one every once in a while. So it is somewhat of a gamble. But I think you're right when you said about the going for the lightly played, because Gamma Seal Secret Rares, it's not a collector's card. If you're getting the Secret Rare, you like it, you want to show it off, you want to play it in your deck, you want to play it in a tournament. So buying a lightly played, as long as it has a first edition stamp, it really has no significant difference.
Yeah, I definitely think that's for more of the category that I would consider myself, which is like the player collector. I like to play high-end cards, but I'm not necessarily going to go out of my way to buy cards that are high rarity, that are collectibles. I do that as well, but my main focus is always buying the high rarity playable cards or staples like this. So I definitely, if I was going to pick up a version, it probably would be the Secret Rare, but I think the OTS Super Rare looks nice as well. Moving on, my last card is going to be Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, from Blazing, what people call Dumpster Fire, but it's Blazing Vortex. It's a Secret Rare. And it's going for around 35 lowest now, and then going up to 38 here. If you're familiar with this card's price history, it's been bouncing between like 21 to 22, and like highest at like 25 to 27. Um, and I think right now it's actually on a spike. If you look at the last year, yep, it's on a spike because I think I saw it in a tier limits deck profile. It could have been Spice, but I'm like 95% sure it was tier limits for the OCG. So I think people are expecting this to be good here as well. But my only note is that we do have the Megatins coming, I think around a month after Power of the Elements. So this card's going to lose a lot of value. So I don't think it's really worth to pick this card up for $40 to only have it for months before the reprint drops. But, that's completely up to you. I understand if you're playing this card right now and you don't want to let go of it. But me personally, I would go ahead and sell it and, be patient and wait for that reprint. What do you think?
I think the biggest takeaway from this card is that it is a solo print and it is high rarity secret rare. So, I mean, everyone knows a reprint is coming. We don't necessarily have the resources to pinpoint exactly when there'll be a reprint, but we know it's coming. I think this card is popular enough to warrant a reprint like the majority of higher end cards. And again, like you said, if you need to play it for your deck to function, then obviously yes, you need to have multiple copies and keep one or however many you need to play, and then sell the rest, because it is going for a relatively fine price point, and once it gets reprinted, the price will go down, and that'll give you the opportunity to buy this nice first edition high rarity secret rare variant at a more affordable price. So, I mean, there's it's not really a second thought against that. So,
Definitely. Well, that's all I have for my picks. I'm going to turn it over to you to go ahead and go over your cards that you picked out today.
all right, so thanks again for everyone that's joining us this evening. My first showcasing is going to be Harpy's Featherstorm. So I think this is a fantastic sell target. Obviously, if you're running a deck where you can play this card, this is a fantastic control card. And if you can run the card, it's great. And it's completely unlocked to 3. But if you happen to have bulk availability to push off, I think it's at a fantastic point to sell. This is the lowest rarity as a common dawning from Legendary Collection or Legendary Duelist Season 2, and we can see starting market price for this for first edition copies is about six bones starting market price pretty much all across the board. There is a fat stack of 99 here for bulk prices as the first bulk pricing for, again, a little phantom over 6 bones. And then even if we switch over to bulk prices, there is about 2 pages of availability, which is pretty good for bulk prices. So this is an incredible sell target. Again, if you can play it, I would keep a playset for yourself. But if not, I think that's a fantastic sell, especially for the commons. We're going to take a look at the super rares really quick, which is going to be the next in line. And these are going for almost the same. So I think that's pretty insane. What do you think about that, Chaney? That you can buy a common for 6 bones, but then you can also get a super rare for like 8. Like I don't really see the sense in that. Like who's gonna buy a common when you can get a super rare hollow foil for just like a couple bones more?
Yeah, see, I'll tell you, because I have this card, and I actually originally had the commons because they were dirt cheap, and I was playing it in just like one of my side budget decks that I have. And what I did is when this card spiked, I just sold all my commons and purchased the ultra rares. Because there wasn't that big of a price difference. I think I sold the commons for like $5 and bought the ultra rares for like $7.50 at the time. So to me, that was worth the upgrade. If you have the commons and you wanted to play this card, the way I would probably go about it is go ahead and order the version that you want, and then when you have it in hand, just go ahead and sell your commons.
And the Duelist Saga ultra rares are just amazing aesthetically. I'm super obsessed with Duelist Saga. Duelist Saga has a very unique history and merit where it stands alone to the date, the only TCG set to have this special like lightsaber looking ultra rare foiling. Really, really fantastic. Very, very unique. And they look fantastic. Like you said, you have the ultras
Mhm.
yourself. Yes, they look great. I had several copies of the ultras myself. I've already sold or traded them just because I personally had no use. I don't run any. I don't run this like wind slash wing beast type decks, so I had no use for it, and it's obviously raised to predominance in popularity and increased in value. So I pushed mine off. But an all around fantastic card, by all means. And this as well. It's just interesting because the supers you saw we just reviewed. The supers are going for like around 8 bones, give or take, first edition copies, and the ultras are literally not even like for lightly played. They're not even going for a bone more. So like that's just insane to me. Like, and coming from me, someone who doesn't really isn't a fan of ultra rare. Granted, this is Duelist Saga. Duelist Saga is very unique and it's part of the very small pocket of the market that I do appreciate ultra rare. How could why would you get a super rare when literally like less than $1 more you can just go and get the very unique Duelist Saga ultra rare variant?
To be honest with you, this is one of those cards where people aren't interested in having this long term or investing into it as like a cool like collector's holo card. They just want to pick up the cheapest version to play with, because you have to remember like the only deck running this right now, Lyrilisk was running this, and at the time that was a little bit more expensive. This card was a little bit more expensive. This was more like $15. But right now, the only deck running this is Flunderies, and Flunderies is like overall a very budget deck. So you're talking about budget competitive players that are going to be picking this card up. So they're all just going to be going for the cheapest card. Doesn't matter if it's $1 cheaper.
That's fair. I actually just ran into a player online who is actually playing a Harpy Lady Tri Brigade blend, and they were running these, and it was I actually lost to this card. I lost one of the games. I ended up taking
this card's brutal.
Yeah, I ended up I don't remember if I took the match or not, but I know I lost either game 1 or game 2 because I was playing zombies and they completely just shut down my board. So an all around amazing card. Did you have any other thoughts on Featherstorm before we move on?
No, I don't think so. I think that was it.
Excellent. So next is going to be Alistair the Invoker. So the biggest reason why I wanted to showcase this for you guys tonight is because, not to my knowledge, apparently this has been having some insane fluctuations. And for for what it seems like for the longest time, I remember this being like 2 bones all across the board, like near mint first edition, bulk stacks, 15, 20, 30, like I have several copies of these, and pretty much at the closeout of this video, I'm going to be listing these and trying to push these off because this is just an insane market price for this card. Shadows of Valhalla is an amazing subset. It's one of my all-time favorite subset reprint sets, whatever you want to call it. And this has always been one of the secret rares from this subset that I've always targeted, and every time I found it in a binder at locals for like a trade, or I found listers that were selling it for 2 and under, I picked it up in bulk prices because this card is aesthetically great. It's an amazing card. The Invoked Engine is splashable. It's a relatively fan favorite, if I'm so bold to say. And also, again, it's a nice rarity of secret rare. And looks like starting market price is going to be about 9 plus, give or take, for these first edition variants for the secrets. And we'll switch over to bulk prices, and it's pretty much the same, 9 plus, all pretty much across the board. What did you think? Because I think Chaney, you also picked up these when they were like literally like so much more affordable as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I picked these up, I believe around $3.50. I've had a lot of these come and go because I've seen this card have plenty of buyouts over the last couple of years. But I always pick them back up when they go back down in price, just because I do believe in the card. It pretty much always does. Every time it goes down, it goes back up at some point. The thing you have to remember, Invoked is one of the longest lasting competitive engines in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, next to Shadal. So it's just gonna, as long as they don't get rid of or ban or limit some of the engine cards, this engine will always see play. At least for the the coming future. It's always going to be a good rogue deck, and it finds its ways like in and out of formats. Like a lot of times after a ban list, when the format's not really defined yet, Invoked Shadal comes in and steals the wins. So it's a great engine.
There's a lot of control aspect to it, and I think that's why a lot of players are drawn to it, because it has great control. I mean, who doesn't like a great control card? Was there anything else that you wanted to touch on as far as Alistair?
No, I think that was it. Do you have the super rares as well, or you just have the secret rares?
Oh, I only have the secret rares. I've never owned any other variant. Well, there's only 2 variants, so yeah, I've only had the secret
Actually,
rares.
they have a gold rare alt art.
Oh, they do?
Mm.
I feel like, you know what? I'm very surprised that this hasn't come as an OTS Ultimate Rare yet. I feel like...
Yeah, that would be amazing, but they did...
I feel like it's such a popular card, it's such a popular engine, and it's like one of the main cards, so like I don't know how I think this is a great candidate for an Ultimate reprint, let's just say that.
Yeah, they did give Invocation to Ultimate Rare, though, so that might be showing favoritism, giving them 2.
All around amazing, one of the best fusion cards. So I mean, it's no surprise there, and a great card in general. Shiranui Solitaire is going to be next. So Diffo donned quite a bit of zombie support, and this may or may not be directly correlated. I mean, I guess each player has their own opinion, but it's pretty clear to see that there's been an increase in fluctuation in zombie players or zombie engines. We have Outlich, and we have like the zombie horde engine, which has grown to predominance. And this just happens to be one of the options you could potentially run to get your Unizombie out. That's personally what I use it for. I don't know if there's any other hardcore zombie players that use this. I know some zombie players actually full-on bleed in the Shiranui engine and text and have multiple Shiranui cards that they run. I personally don't. This was really one of the only Shiranui texts that I've ever really used since playing zombies, but that's what I use it for. I just use it to bust out potentially Unizombie. I am currently not running this card. There's been certain builds where I've ran a whole playset, but I'm currently running this card at a fat 0, so maybe I'm doing it wrong, maybe I'm doing it right. Everyone kind of has their own thing. This increases pretty quickly here. We see starting market price and this is the original Dark Illusion Ultra Rare OG prints here for starting. It's about 5, and then it quickly doubles plus to almost 11 bones after that, and completely just kind of takes off after that. There's only 2 pages of availability, and then if we switch over to bulk prices, it's pretty much 11 at plus for the remaining of the listings. But it's not just isolated to the ultra rare. The commons, even the commons here from Zombie Horde, are going for about 5. Yeah, 5 plus, and they continue to triculate more value as you go down the page here. Which is incredible. I mean, it's a common, and granted, Zombie Horde is an expensive structure deck. For the longest time, the engine and the structure deck cards were solo prints. For the longest time, we only had one variant of Banshee and one variant of Doom King and all that stuff. But I think it was Ghost of the Past on the first reprints for those, right?
Yep.
And now there's a little bit more of availability. But I think this still, being a common structure deck common, I think this is an incredible price point, and I think this is a great sell. What are your thoughts on this?
So for the $5 range, I wouldn't sell it. For one, this card goes up to $7.50 pretty quickly, but I do think you'll be able to successfully offload these around $10 at a certain point. Because again, this is the highest rarity printing of this. For the commons, oh, this is the commons. Sorry,
this is the common.
Yeah.
So yeah. What I wanted to ask you is, so does anyone use this? If you're the players that are playing this card, 1, 2, 3, whatever it may be, does anyone use this besides to whip out their Unizombie, or is that the only thing? What am I missing here?
Glow up bulb.
Does that have 0 defense?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You mean the dark one, Dark Bloom or whatever?
No,
or the OG actual
no,
glow up
not
bulb,
that,
because
not that
glow.
one. The one that came out in the structure deck. The one.
Okay,
That's,
yeah. So yeah, you're talking about dark. I was gonna say because the glow up bulb's still banned, isn't it?
yeah, it is for sure. I always get their name something similar.
Yeah, they're very similar. So I simple mistake. I totally understand that. But yeah, I can follow that. Yeah, dark bloom.
I haven't
That's
played this deck in years. This was the first deck I built when I returned to the game. So I couldn't even tell you. You know, I remember playing this card, but I just don't really remember what every card does or the certain strategy. I would say like the commons I would get rid of for sure. The ultra rares I probably wouldn't get rid of yet, especially. I'm not sure what they're going for. Was it like $10?
11.
11? Yeah, I would probably hold on to the ultra rares.
There was one listing of 2 for like 5 something, and then the very next listing it was going for like 10 plus. So
Yeah, well, 550. That's a pretty good pickup for the ultra rare, but especially for the original print, which I think is Dark Illusion.
No. So the five market price was for the commons. And the
gotcha.
ultra rares, so the original ultra rares were 11, and the commons were 5, 6.
Okay, gotcha. That was my confusion then.
Yeah.
So yeah,
no issue.
makes sense. Yeah, I would sell the commons for sure. It's only a matter of time before they reprint this card again. But for the price point it's at, like you're better off just selling the commons and getting the ultras.
Definitely. All right, well, wonderful. That's all we have for you guys tonight. Chaney, do you want to go ahead and wrap this up for us tonight?
Yeah, sure. So I appreciate you guys watching this market watch. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video. I'm sure we'll do more videos in the future. We have been enjoying doing these. Let us know if you like this video, if you liked the shorter format with the 3v3, or if you like longer ones. We're open to trying anything out. But thanks for watching. Is there anything you wanted to say before we wrap up?
That is all. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we'll catch you in the next one. See you guys.